Welcome to the 2020-21 school year. COVID-19 guidelines for middle school students will include
mask wearing, distancing, cleaning hands with sanitizer or water. Those are all the big things that have been pushed during this entire pandemic. We have new signs and arrows and things up all around the building to help remind people of the proper protocols. Masks are required to be worn covering the entire face, including above the nose, and they need to be a cloth or a medical grade mask. Fits the face well. Can't be sagging down. Like I said, it can't be below the nose, but it must be worn fitting properly. Washing hands is CDC guidelines. They recommend 20 seconds of hand washing with warm soap or water or use of hand sanitizer. Now we have increased the amount of hand sanitizers that are available around the buildings. Traffic flow will be on, like you can imagine, the hallways will be divided in half. It'll flow like you would drive down a street. So it's directional. You stay on the half of the hallway and you're moving in direction with the arrows, from class to class. What we are recommending is that as much space as possible.
When riding the bus this year, things will look a little bit different.
As far as the students go, they are going to be required to wear their face mask as they get on the bus. They will use the hand sanitizer that is supplied for them as they get on the bus, and then they will go to an assigned seat. Every student will have a place on the bus that they will be required to stay in. So when you get on the bus the first day, most of the students will go to the back of the bus. We will generally start filling up the bus from the back to the front and keeping a social distancing, if you will, when they get on the bus. And then after they've been on there for that day, the bus driver then will write their name on the bus itself, on the inside above the windows. So they'll be able to go back in the next day, see where their name is above the window, and sit down in that seat.
Each of the bus drivers will also be making sure that they keep themselves and the bus sanitized and COVID-free.
So what the bus drivers will be doing is at the end of every route, they will be sweeping up the bus, wiping down all the high-touch areas, and then the bus is sanitized at the end of every route. And then as far as the bus driver goes, he will have a face mask on himself, and you might see bus drivers with gloves on if they choose to wear those. And then some of the bus drivers are going to be utilizing face shields with the face masks at the same time. And that, of course, is the PPEs that those bus drivers will be wearing.
We have regimented people's times as well, so as soon as they come into the building, they're to go to their first hour. Once the first hour classroom is open, they go into their room. They will be in their classrooms, getting ready for the day until the school day starts. We're just trying to follow all those strategies, the standards and the guidelines that are out there. At the end of the day, kids will feel comfortable in their classrooms when they're with their teachers. The teachers that we have in Rockford are amazing and do a great job of, including kids within that learning environment. And I think that ultimately by practicing those safe measures to the best of our abilities. And then I think it's just going to take some time to get used to how school feels now with the new guidelines and regulations. Ultimately, if people refuse to follow those regulations and guidelines, then they won't be allowed in the building. So they'll be sent home if they're refusing to wear masks or if they're failing to abide by any of the other safety protocols or guidelines. We're just excited to get kids back in the building, and we want to do things as safely as possible so that we can be in the building and stay in the building and get back to somewhat of a normal school year.